Good afternoon. I'm Lisa Broom with the CBC News Break. The Central Bank of Barbados recorded a profit of more than $1 million last year, reversing a recorded loss of $7.3 million in 2014. The central bank says it delivered its 2015 annual report to Finance and Economic Affairs Minister Chris Sinclair late last month, outlining the achievements of the financial institution during that year. Now, according to the bank, audited financial reports revealed that in 2015, it had expenditures totaling $53.5 million and a gross income of $54.8 million, resulting in a net profit of just over $1.3 million. Now, in the report, Governor Dr. Delisle Worrell spoke of the bank's continued collaboration with the government. Dr. Worrell also mentioned the central bank's announcement that it would no longer set the minimum savings rate, a decision that completed the institution's deregulation of interest rates. Finance Minister Chris Sinclair recently expressed the view that a digital currency platform possibly offer a solution to the correspondent bank and de-risking issues now facing Barbados and the rest of the region. And now, President of the Barbados Bankers Association, Clyde Harrison, is also sharing his views on whether or not it could have an impact.
It does have the potential. There are some things that have to be looked at in terms of the adaptability and use of the currency as a single currency. That's still in the formative stages. But the reality is that a virtual currency does have several benefits that transcends boundaries and borders. There are some things that would have to be looked at, especially from a cross-jurisdictional approach, and the fact that will the exporter be willing to accept the currencies, because there are various types of the same bit. So it's something that is definitely workable, but we'll have to sit around the table and to make sure that there's a good strategy and plan for it.
With the focus on Barbados's cultural industries at an all-time high, authorities are advising cultural practitioners to get their products ready for market. The Cultural Industries Development Authority, or CIDA, which is the statutory organization created to help monetize these products, affirms investment opportunities are growing, but says individuals and businesses must also rise to the occasion. At Sky Mall, CIDA's Senior Business Development Officer, Andre Hoyt, announced an upcoming symposium where experts will explain the most effective ways to prepare and deliver various cultural products for the international market.
With all these investment opportunities and with CIDA going out there trying to sell some of these products, we felt that there were key things that we needed to support for the cultural industries for 2016. In this symposium, our focus is primarily on fashion, film, technology. We have included music as a component as well, and visual arts.
Participants in CIDA's Pitch It program, who recently learned how to pitch their ideas to investors, were recognized by the authority at Sky Mall during the press launch of the symposium. Director of CIDA, Andrea King, sent a clear message that it's not only filmmakers, musicians, and other artists who benefit from investment. She says investors can legally claim 100% of their investment on their assessable income every year for 5 years.
The Cultural Industries Development Authority is throwing out the invitation or the challenge to the private sector. Seek investment and the attendant returns in the proven creative sector. The benefits are several, particularly if your returns are healthy, because with investment there is an expectation of returns. So if you get a profit on your investment and you also claim back your investment on your assessable income, it's a win-win situation.
CIDA Symposium under the theme Preparing Our Cultural Industries for Investment and Trade will run from May 5th to the 8th. Meanwhile, we hear a former Calypso king calling for culture to become a priority in Barbados. The call comes from Anthony the Mighty Gabby Carter as he discussed the Cultural Industries Bill during the latest installment of the Senior Parliament. Mr. Carter believes many Barbadians are misunderstanding what culture is.
I've said it to many a minister, many a permanent secretary, many a government person and opposition person. Stop putting culture in the second barrel. We belong to the top tier. If you are serious about yourselves, then follow the example of America, England, Canada, Cuba, United States, Russia, China, and make culture your number one.
Mr. Carter added that until Barbados understands the importance of culture, the practitioners of the industry will not reach their full potential.
All of our great writers like Emile, Fowl, Weeks, all of the other writers, Eric Lewis, Tony Walren, and I could go on and on, Red Plastic Bag, etc., Christine Eli and Crystal Cummings, Beckles, just to name a few. Their works need to be exposed not only to us.
The Rotary Club of Barbados has embarked on a social media campaign to address the plight of the homeless, and returns from this campaign were presented by President of the Rotary Club, Jenna Robinson, to the Barbados Vagrants and Homeless Society and the Living Water community. Rotarian Nicholas Waif says the Faces Speak campaign is a way to awaken social awareness, and he thanked those who made donations.
Faces Speak has shown what a small group of people can do to inspire more people. With the assistance of Harris Banks, Scotiabank, Sol, KPMG, Promotech, Blueprint Creative, iDesign, Ryan's Restaurant, and New Visual, and the Rotary Club of Barbados, we've been able to raise about $10,000.
Mr. Waith described the work of the Barbados Vagrants and Homeless Society as a full program, noting that more can be done to help.
It's a full program from when the client comes into rehabilitation on to trying to reintegrate them into society. And all along that chain, they would like assistance. If through mentorship, through placement, job placement, if there's anything you can do, feel free to contact Kimar Safri from the Barbados Vagrants and Homeless Society.
And the president of the Barbados Vagrants and Homeless Society, Kimar Safri, and Living Water community member Gregory Rajman were each presented with a $5,000 check. A study on the state of housing in Barbados and 5 other CARICOM countries reveals that approximately $1.8 billion is needed to end poor housing conditions for more than 1 million citizens. The study by the Inter-American Development Bank also looks at housing problems in the Bahamas, Guyana, Jamaica, Suriname, and Trinidad and Tobago. The study analyzes the implementation of social housing programs in the Caribbean from 2000 to 2015. It underscores the importance of housing to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals and the larger agenda on poverty alleviation, economic development, and climate resilience. The study notes that rapid urbanization has created a housing deficit in the Caribbean, and this has prompted a large share of the population to live in informal settlements that are disproportionately affected by landslides, flooding, and storm surges. Well, 2 Barbadians are in police custody in connection with a drug bust off Carlisle Bay. The duo was detained during a drug squad operation yesterday afternoon, where lawmen discovered 212 pounds of cannabis aboard a boat which it intercepted at sea. According to police, the 2 men were aboard the vessel and were detained for further investigations. We'll have regional and international news after this break. Stay with us.